Scott Brown is ready, all the players are in the tunnel, all set to go. It's Kilmarnock against Celtic live on BT Sport today, and your commentators are Stephen Craigan, Chris Sutton and Rory Hamilton.
Well, thank you very much, Darryl. The transfer window has shut. Clubs have made their reinforcements, these two, no different to that rule, and it's all steam ahead until the end of the season. Premiership leaders Celtic have made the 25-mile journey down the M77 to face a revitalised Kilmarnock side under Steve Clarke. Well, Alan Power came off injured up at Aberdeen last weekend. He remains out for Steve Clarke, but he does welcome back Gordon Greer after 5 games out with a groin injury. Also returning to the starting lineup is Brophy, whose 4 Kilmarnock goals have come in their last 7 games. January signings Leo Fasan, who spent 4 years at Celtic, Aaron Simpson on loan from Wolves, and Aaron Tshibola on loan from Aston Villa are all on the bench. One of Celtic's deadline day signings goes straight into the starting 11. Jack Hendry left the club as a 16-year-old, but made the move back from Dundee late on Wednesday night. Charlie Musonda made his debut against Hearts on Tuesday, and the Chelsea loanee makes his first start. Christopher Ayer spent 6 months on loan here last season, while Moussa Dembele gets the nod in attack. Scott Bain is on the bench, with Doris de Vries retaining his place in goals due to the injury to Craig Gordon.
Well, I certainly don't expect Steve Clarke's side to be expansive, to go chasing the game. I expect more counter-attacking football, but with Broadfoot and Greer in the centre half, they'll organise, they'll dictate, they'll look for the pace of Jones and Brophy, and of course the goal machine Chris Boyd.
Yeah, for Celtic, I think they'll start with a back 3. Big afternoon for Jack Hendry. I'm really looking forward to watching Charlie Musonda. Celtic have lacked a bit of creativity, he will provide it.
Charlie Musonda making his first start for Celtic. A lot expected of the young Belgian. Celtic have looked refreshed from the winter break. New faces have come in to bolster that squad. Brendan Rodgers' men have started 2018 as they mean to go on with 4 wins out of 4. Scott Brown making sure everybody knows their job. For Kilmarnock to beat at Pittodrie, but an end to a 7-game unbeaten run. Clarke has certainly transformed this side. There's a completely different prospect from the side we witnessed at the start of the season. It's the early kick-off in Ayrshire. There are 13 games left to play in the Premiership season. Celtic look to stretch their lead today for a few hours at least, but Kilmarnock turned themselves into a formidable opponent and have their own top 6 ambitions. Here's Dedrick Boyata to Christopher Ayer, who's had a long run in the team.
Yeah, and interesting where Jack Hendry starts for Celtic. The right side of the centre halves. Ayer started there in midweek, of course. Got forward, actually stepped into good effect.
Jack Hendry will spend the vast majority of his time at Dundee in a back 4, so slightly new role for him today. Slot him straight into this lineup. Of course, Jozo Shimunovic not generally risked on the artificial surfaces around the Scottish Premiership.
You expect this is normally the pattern of the game where Celtic dominate possession. That's why Jack Hendry will be such an asset to Celtic. He's comfortable in possession, he can step into the game. They want to dictate all the time. This won't face him at all, although, as Alan Stubbs says, it is a huge boost to make your debut when you've just signed.
Nice flick on. Brown knocking forward. Dicker tries to get Brophy into his stride. Comes Doris de Vries, who starts back-to-back games for the first time since September 2016.
Interesting that Kilmarnock have started, looks like with 2 strikers up top. Brave, 4-4-2 against Celtic.
James Forrest to Kouassi. Scott Bain, who signed on loan from Dundee on deadline day. He was on the bench to provide cover. He had originally signed for Hibernian on loan in the January window. A bit of a transfer merry-go-round that involved Simon Murray and Scott Allen as well. Here's Tierney to Musonda. Tierney again. Musonda's now found a bit of space, and that spells danger into Dembele. Break of the ball for Forrest. Back it comes for James Forrest. Breezes past the first man. He's still got it. Now Ayer. Musonda. Celtic having to be patient. In the end, it's Iburi Kouassi who gave it away, but Chris Ayer strong in the challenge to win it for Tierney.
They look in the mood, Chris, don't they? Celtic moving the ball well, dictating possession. Sanders taking part in the game. Really good start.
Saw a little glimpse of Musonda. Quick feet, which he has.
In the first clash between Brown and Yusuf Mulumbu. Should be an interesting battle. Mulumbu, who really has been one of the signings of the season in Scottish football for Steve Clarke, a man who he worked with previously down in England. Kouassi to Hendry. We've seen plenty of the ball early on.
Yeah, Kilmarnock's problem, they're playing two up top. Celtic will have that 3v2 in the middle of the pitch. Chris Boyd, see him trying to work hard back in there to match up, but it's not something Chris Boyd will really want to do too much of.
Ayer for Musonda. Dicker got a toe in. Divert the ball to Tierney. Now with the Celtic skipper again, Brown. Tierney's continued his run. Watched by Rory McKenzie. Tierney got his cross in, but only hammered upfield. Dembele to Olivier Ncham. Kouassi. Now Forrest. Ncham again. Ncham to have a go at goal. And he just lost his footing on the surface as he struck the ball.
They've moved the ball well, Celtic. It's all very tight in that central area. Just loses his footing. Right foot gave way.
I think it's more the sharpness of their play. Sometimes you play in the 3G, it slows the game up. For Celtic, they're moving the ball quick, they're taking minimal touches on the ball, passing Kilmarnock out of the game. Kilmarnock can't get in it at all. They can't make a pass, they're defending deep. Celtic in full control.
Here's Jordan Jones, the man most likely to provide a spark for Kilmarnock, but Dedrick Boyata doing a good job on him. Brown quickly into Musonda. He's got three Kilmarnock players around him. They did brilliantly to get by them, and they was then fouled by McKenzie.
Well, it's only early days, isn't it? But he's got superb feet and spatial awareness. Charlie Musonda. Wonderful balance.
I think as football supporters, you almost have to just enjoy him while he's here already. So early in the game, an absolute joy to watch. Full of confidence, full of belief. Terrific play.
Here's Mulumbu, and Boyd has stolen a march for now. Ayer tracking back, clearing, but only as far as Yusuf Mulumbu. And they can't quite link up with Jordan Jones.
Yeah, but what a signing he has been for Kilmarnock, Steve Clarke.
Got a man that comes with plenty of Premier League experience with West Bromwich Albion and Norwich City. Steve Clarke, who took over after Lee McCullough's departure. Kilmarnock were struggling in the lower reaches of the league at that stage, but such has been the turnaround. They're now looking to drive on and make the top six. Brendan Rodgers has slightly loftier ambitions. Two former Reading managers. Both also on the payroll at Liverpool and Chelsea. And Dedryck Boyata has gone down injured here.
He's in a bit of pain. That initially came from a sloppy pass from Boyata into Aya. McKenzie made a strong challenge, and then Boyata just runs alongside Eamon Brophy. That doesn't look good. In a lot of pain.
Well, a real concern here for Brendan Rodgers. Dedryck Boyata looks in severe pain.
And he just stands up, uses his body well, goes with his right foot. He's punching the surface, which normally doesn't bode well.
You're right, Chris. I think it's a frustration in both parts, the fact that he gave up cheap possession. You know, he's had to go back now and make a tackle he shouldn't really have had to make. But then the frustration of getting injured when he's probably in the best form he's ever been as a Celtic player. You don't want to go off the pitch, you don't want to give up your place. It's hard to actually work out what the injury is or what the situation is, because there's no real prognosis from the physio.
And there you go, Beaton getting stripped. That's just sloppy, isn't it? Poor pass from Boyata, allowed McKenzie to make the challenge. And he actually stands up okay in the situation. And with Simunovic not on the bench near Beaton. Looks like he'll come on, just getting his shirt on. This is a worry for Celtic as well in Europe, isn't it? If this is a long-term one for Dedryck Boyata, that's going to be a problem.
It certainly is, with Compare not being able to play in Europe, not being able to play domestically. It was always Boyata +1, or Boyata and Simunovic being the two best central defenders, so it certainly is a huge blow for Brendan Rodgers. You now look and think how important is the Jack Hendry signing. The fact that he is now in and at least can play domestically and fill for Boyata.
Yeah, a long injury list, particularly with defenders for Celtic. Marvin Compere also out as Near Beaton comes on for Dedryck Boyata. Lustig is also absent today through injury, and remember, Erik Sviatchenko was sent on loan to FC Midtjylland back in Denmark. So you're right, Chris, the signing of Jack Hendry has become a very important one for Celtic, and it went through in the very final moments of that January transfer window. Near Beaton, who has played all of his football in defence for Celtic this season.
Yeah, what it does for Kilmarnock though, Celtic lose a physical presence in both boxes. Boyata strong in the air. It'll just give Kilmarnock the advantage from set pieces, or you would think it would.
If they manage to get up the pitch, Chris, that far, you know, because Celtic are so dominant. And, you know, the problem is when you defend so deep and you win the ball, you have to make 2 or 3 passes to get forward. And at the minute, Kilmarnock, when they win it, they're not managing to do that. But that's through sheer pressure from Celtic.
Entry for Ayer. Celtic retaining possession well, not allowing Kilmarnock to get into any of their attacking stride. McKenzie just got there ahead of Scott Brown. Ayer, Dicker's header, returns it for Brophy. Now Mulumbu. McKenzie has advanced well, and Jordan Jones taken out of the play by Bui Kouassi, who pleads his innocence.
Yeah, he got his hands up early, Kouassi. No choice really for Kevin Clancy. Quite right, Kilmarnock were breaking out. His first challenge maybe. I think Kevin Clancy gets that one right.
Well, it's just his 5th start of the season, a 6th for Celtic.
Well, he was extremely impressive against Hearts.
Here's Stephen O'Donnell. Dicker floats it forward, and the header coming in from Kirk Broadfoot, just over the top.
Just spoke about the loss of Boyata. See Broadfoot onside, just trying to loop it back over De Vries into the far corner. Not too far away.
Yeah, I don't think it's ideal that Scott Brown may now be a 4th or 5th marker against someone like Kirk Broadfoot. You would think Kilmarnock, when they get the opportunity from set plays, put it in the box.
Dembele just getting a barge in the back from Broadfoot there. Here goes Tierney. O'Donnell blocking his run off.
Not a free kick.
Legal, says Kevin Clancy.
Well, he's got this badly wrong, Kevin Clancy. I mean, he's checked
Really?
there. Yeah,
Really? No chance. Never been a free kick. Never, Chris. Slight contact.
He's checked his line, Stephen. I think that's called obstruction in most countries. Tierney's going to do him for pace, and there you go. He's run across his line, obstruction.
Still can't agree, I'm afraid.
Jamie MacDonald in goals for Kilmarnock. 2 goalkeeping signings for Steve Clarke in the window.
I think this is something Charlie Musanda's going to have to get used to. You know, he's so fleet of foot that when he gets possession of the ball, he's going to have 2 or 3 players around him. Can he manipulate away from them, or does he move the ball on and create space for someone else?
Beaton spreads the play nicely for Tierney. Brown moving forward, instead it's dropped back to Ayer. Kouassi alongside him. Ayer running into trouble, but he was being fouled along the way. Now Kouassi. James Forrest. It's rather compacted in the centre of the field.
I'm a little bit surprised Forrest is playing so narrow off that right-hand side. Tierney giving him the natural width down the left.
One back by O'Donnell. And in turn, Brown does the job for Celtic. Tierney now. Ball in towards Dembele. Forrest attacking it too. Dicker was almost caught there by Kieran Tierney. Kilmarnock giving the ball away in a dangerous area. O'Donnell wins it back, and now McKenzie has it, and they have time to clear their lines, but only as far as Scott Brown. And Cham got away from Mulumbu nicely. Then just having to check. Kouassi. Forrest, but Greg Taylor in there with an important challenge. Cham robbed by Mulumbu, but the foul goes
Should
the way
have
of
gone the
Celtic.
other way. It's good from Mulumbu, clever, using all his experience on the blind side of Cham. Stephen will probably disagree, but there you go.
I'm with you this time, Chris.
It's Forrest now. Olivier Cham, he loses out. Good tackle coming in from Jordan Jones, and he can certainly dribble and advance as well for Kilmarnock. They do get the free kick this time. Scott Brown, the offender.
Well, that's the ideal scenario when you play so deep. You need a ball carrier, you need someone who can pick it up and take you up the pitch, win your free kick, or get something far away from your goal. Kilmarnock have lacked that so far. Excellent from Jones.
Kouassi may just have to be a little careful. He did throw the ball away, and Kevin Clancy just reminded him of the fact that he is on an early booking. Kilmarnock have a corner kick.
This is a situation Chris has spoken about already with Gordon Greer, Gary Dicker, Chris Boyd. You know, they're a big side, Kilmarnock. Kirk Broadfoot. Can Celtic cope with that physical presence?
Jones to take it. It's short for Brophy. Jones is still there. Snapshot, but he was offside.
Well worked. Off the training ground. In short. Little back heel, but clearly offside. Nearly.
I think you have to compliment the Celtic defenders, Chris, for clearing the line, getting themselves out of the box, getting themselves off the goal line.
Jordan Jones has certainly looked lively in the last few moments. Goes Tierney. Dembele got the touch on to Musonda. Ayer, Brown, and Boyd was just coming on his blind side. Near Beaton. Olivier Cham. Musonda again trying to use his physical presence. This time, decision goes against Olivier Cham.
I mean, my first impressions there, he's entitled to get his body in. Shoulder to shoulder. Just out-muscled him.
But Mulumbu seems to be that catalyst, doesn't he? He's the one that goes searching for the ball, breaks up play, nicks the ball, wins free kicks. Excellent addition, as you already mentioned, for Kilmarnock.
Well, he gives them a physical presence, certainly making sure that Kilmarnock will not be bullied in the middle of the park. Coming out with the ball, but it was read by Gordon Greer. Mulumbu looking for options, gets one from Stephen O'Donnell. Dicker to McKenzie. Nice layoff for Mulumbu, but Ayer anticipated it.
That's better from Kilmarnock though, making 2 or 3 passes as opposed to giving the ball away and encouraging Celtic all the time. Much better. Steve Clarke will be pleased with the last 5 or 6 minutes of play.
Stephen O'Donnell thought about winding up for a long one. Instead, short it went to Gary Dicker. O'Donnell trying to find his way past. Combination of Tierney and Musonda. Did get the ball in. Boyd's touch. Here's McKenzie. Scott Brown out to charge that one down. And Beaton's header will look to get Celtic away, but there's Mulumbu again, dominating in the middle. And the home crowd showing their appreciation for the Congolese midfielder. And Steve Clarke has certainly utilised his contacts from his time down in England. Aaron Tshibola is another one that really whets the appetite for Kilmarnock fans. Arriving from Aston Villa, it's not that long ago that he made the move for £5 million from Reading, where of course he did play under Steve Clarke. Beaton, given away. Here goes Jones. Beaton out of position now. Kilmarnock looking to profit from the mistake, but Hendry stepped up, won the ball back for Celtic, and now it's the champions that look to break with Dembele. Musonda. Good challenge by Dicker. Mulumbu's ball forward.
It's all very tight and congested in that central area of the pitch. We've seen Kilmarnock nick the ball back off Celtic a couple of times. Celtic sloppy in possession. Space is out wide for Celtic. Move the ball quickly from side to side, use their wing backs.
Ayer to Tierney. Back it comes to the Norwegian. Dembele Dembele to Ayer. It is out with a few notable exceptions. It is a pretty young Celtic starting lineup. The likes of Hendry, Ayer, Kouassi, Tierney, Musonda, and Cham, and Dembele. Hendry, the oldest out of that whole lot, at the age of 22.
Don't win anything with kids.
Well, Tierney and Dembele not on the same wavelength.
And Celtic are forced to be patient because Kilmarnock are condensing their space. They're not allowing the play in between the lines. But sometimes makes me think you may have to look at a diagonal pass. There's too many short passes at times. It's allowing Kilmarnock to shuttle across the pitch and close the gap. Can we see Christian Ayer hitting James Forrest on a diagonal? Can we see Jack Hendry hitting Kieran Tierney in a diagonal? That's what may open the space up.
Kouassi wins it for Cham. Dembele unable to find Forrest. Will come for Dembele. Good strength from the Frenchman. Tierney. Kouassi. Forrest. Touch from Cham, a little heavy. Plenty of action around the country today, and BT Sports Score will keep you up to date from 2:45 on BT Sport 1 HD. And then in the English Premier League at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal against Everton today from 5 p.m. BT Sport 1 HD, and also available in 4K ultra high definition. Ayer climbs above Brophy. Now Forrest met with a strong challenge from Greg Taylor. To Kieran Tierney. Certainly the back three of Celtic getting plenty of time on the ball.
It is important then that one of the centre-halves steps in, draws Kilmarnock midfield out of position.
Sonda. He's rotating and trying to find a bit of space to work his magic. Tierney. Now Ayer. Back out to Kieran Tierney. Now Musonda. Kouassi. Musonda again. He's finding little pockets. Hendry. Here's Dicker to Boyd. Jones on the run, but Beaton covering the space.
Yeah, he read it well. Slightly over-hit the pass from Boyd.
I think that's 2 or 3 occasions where Jack Hendry stepped into the game. It's so condensed. I always think when the game's so condensed as a central defender, when you step into the game or you step beyond people, your space is normally in a wide area. To try and force the ball into that tight, condensed central area normally means the opposition will win it. 2 or 3 times that's happened. He's got to try and think about that a little bit.
Cham and McKenzie wins it for Kilmarnock. Dicker too, digging in. Mulumbu, Jones shows, and Forrest was reading that all day long.
I'll tell you what would be a worry for Celtic. Christopher Ayer isn't moving very well at all.
limp on the Norwegian defender, and with Didrik Boyata already having been taken off, and a long list of injuries that we've already mentioned in defence. Here he is on the ball now. Wayward pass for frustrated Tierney.
Well, watching him for a couple of minutes now, he's not moving well.
Concerning time for Brendan Rodgers, with some big games to come, most notably in the Europa League against Zenit St. Petersburg.
If Eye goes off, they've got the option of Calvin Miller coming on the left-hand side, and Tierney, very versatile. Kieran Tierney, seen him play a number of positions. His young career, he plays them well.
And of course, he's represented the national team right back on a number of occasions, with Andy Robertson holding the left-back slot.
I think, to be honest, we've also witnessed Callum McGregor playing in a left-back role on numerous occasions, so I think Brendan certainly has plenty of options. He won't want that to happen, because he'll want Christian Iyer to stay on as he sits down with this problem.
Yeah, Christopher Iyer has just gone to the deck, and it doesn't look good. Celtic could be about to lose a second central defender inside the opening half hour here at Rugby Park.
He's holding his heel. It's Brendan Rodgers. May just be tweaking something tactically. Seen him do it many times this season. Tweaks formations, changes things, isn't frightened to change things early.
The majority of the team have come in for a mini huddle with the gaffer. Well, a shake of the head from Christopher Iyer there.
And Celtic's injury list is getting higher.
So Jack Hendry getting a few instructions. Of course, there's still Christian Gamboa as well on the bench. He hasn't seen too much action all season. Celtic will look to give Christopher Iyer some time before making that change confirmed, but it's looking less and less likely that he will be able to continue for the long term. He's back on for now. Certainly does not look comfortable. Mulumbu, Kilmarnock look to take advantage, but it's run out of play by Jordan Jones.
And I think you have to say Kilmarnock have the game where they would like it. You know, Celtic started really well, moved the ball well, couldn't get the breakthrough, and Kilmarnock are frustrated. They condensed their space, stopped them playing. I think Steve Clark will be happy.
Boris de Vries goes long.
I don't think Celtic have had an attempt on goal, which is why Brendan Rodgers may think about tweaking things.
Well, neither goalkeeper tested yet. Kouassi to Cham. Beat on for Brown. Tierney. Sonda wants it and gets it. Brown with the more direct approach to Dembele. Iyer to his captain. Brown again. Nice link up with the Buri Kouassi. And Hendry for Cham. Here's Kouassi. Away by Greer. Ayer has it again, just taking one touch at a time for now. Tierney showed too much of it to Rory McKenzie. Well, Ayer there was just signalling to the bench. And then received a throw from Kieran Tierney. Hendry. Beat on. Into Sonda.
Very disciplined, aren't they, Kilmarnock? That protection, Dick at Mulumbu in front of that back four, very congested. Working ever so hard to limit Celtic attacking threat. See Steve Clarke just applauding his team.
I think just as the rain falls in front of us, I think that'll please Celtic more. They'll maybe just make the pitch a little bit more slick and they can move the ball a little bit better.
But it's certainly Steve Clarke that will be the happier of the two managers. Of course, Kilmarnock struggled for so long here at Rugby Park, but they've won 4 in a row. Formidable outfit here down in Ayrshire. Put Rangers to the sword in December. Ayer. Scott Sinclair looks the man likely to come on for Celtic. Well, this was a whole 8 minutes ago.
This lands awkwardly, jars that ankle. I don't think many players, if any, like playing on this surface. That injury, you have to say, does look down to the awkward landing on the surface.
Well, on comes Scott Sinclair, Celtic's top goal scorer. Kieran Tierney, for now, will just drop back into that back three.
Just wonder how Scott Sinclair's feeling at the minute, Chris. You know, the fact he's not getting the game, he didn't play midweek, didn't start midweek.
Yeah, the competition for places, so it's important. He gets on the front foot, and he's that outlet for Celtic. Gets the ball and is positive, starts driving. But O'Donnell.
It's Forrest. Now for Scott Brown to Kieran Tierney. Now Sinclair. Celtic look to be maintaining the shape that they started with the back three. Now of Tierney, Beaton and Hendry.
When you think of that Zenit game just around the corner, to the back three to be Beaton, Tierney and Jack Hendry, who would have thought that in the middle of last week?
Well, Simunovic will come in, sure of that.
Well, Christopher Ayer is just getting his ankle iced as Musonda and Sinclair combine, and down goes Charlie Musonda.
Shaking ahead from McKenzie, good feet. Sinclair into Musonda. He'll take the ball in tight situations. Sham over the ball. His sort of range.
You'd like to think you'll have a shot from here, wouldn't you? He's the only one over the ball, you can't imagine anything else. Try and put a bit of movement in the ball. See if we can trouble Jamie MacDonald.
Well, there'll certainly be plenty sniffing about for any scraps. As Chris Boyd tries to get that Kilmarnock wall organised. It is Olivier Sham, it was very close indeed. Good effort from the midfielder.
Not far away at all. MacDonald Tell from his dive, he went for it, just didn't get enough dip. Good pace on the free kick.
Well, it's just been the past couple of months that Celtic are beginning to see the best of Alebe and Cham since his arrival from Manchester City. Boyd's header to McKenzie. Brophy will look to provide a problem, but Jack Hendry more than able to deal with that. When you talk about the defensive injuries, it's to the outfield players for Celtic. They are also missing Craig Gordon for the next 12 weeks or so. Well, the Ladbrokes SPFL highlights programme is on Monday from 6:30 on BT Sport 3. And also a huge game coming up in the Europa League, Celtic against Zenit St. Petersburg, Thursday the 15th of February from 7:30. BT Sport 2 HD and also available in 4K ultra high definition. Here's Jordan Jones as Kilmarnock look to get something before the break. So Donald. Jones continues his run, turns, and it was lost by De Vries. It's still on here, and it's only into the side netting for Greg Taylor. A few in the main stand thought that was in.
Well, De Vries gets lucky, doesn't he? Just mentioned Craig Gordon out for a long period. He's got to deal with that better. Catch it or punch it, he was indecisive. And then half a chance, not the easiest one. Slice wide. First real chance in the game. De Vries can count his lucky stars.
Well, there's a slip there, and Boyd continues. This time De Vries holds on.
Uses his body exceptionally well, Chris Boyd. Gets on the blind side. Doesn't get enough power on the shot.
So we waited 38 minutes for a shot on target. We've just had two in the space of 30 seconds. Jones to Brophy, who is onside. Boyd in the middle, and Tierney got a touch on it. It's kept in by Scott Sinclair.
Now we've got a game on. Now we've got Kilmarnock really believing they can get out of the Celtic back three. Might just help Celtic, might just open the game up a little bit more and allow them to play a little further up the pitch.
Yeah, and it's good from Jones again. I think he's onside. Beaton trying to play him offside. And Tierney does ever so well. Tracks back, gets an important flick.
Oh, and Chris Boyd was just desperate for the ball to be pulled back there rather than driven across. Kilmarnock looking the more likely before the break.
It may just help Celtic, as I said, you know, if Kilmarnock can commit men forward, Celtic pick them off. Musanda can get on the ball, James Forrest and Cham dictate the game a little bit better.
Well, it's only Aberdeen who have beaten Steve Clarke's side in the last 11 outings. 2 3-1 defeats, including last weekend. Dicker to Mulumbu. A bit of time here for Gordon Greer. Broadfoot. It's Dicker again. Kilmarnock have got their tails up. It's away by Beaton, and Stephen O'Donnell will just let that run.
Gathered some real momentum. Kilmarnock, last 5 or so minutes. They won't want half time to come.
Kilmarnock also marginally more dominant in terms of possession in these last few exchanges. Broadfoot and Dembele in a wrestling match. Scott Brown.
As soon as that ball goes to Hendry, Jones is on him straight away.
Tierney for Sinclair, off his line, and out quickly was Jamie MacDonald.
Sinclair, good run in behind, not far away with the pass, he just slips. Sinclair collides with MacDonald, well read from the goalkeeper.
It's an excellent run though, isn't it? You know, that's what a wide player, an out-and-out winger gives you playing as a wing-back. He gives you that thought process going forward, that mindset of getting in behind, whereas Kieran Tierney, for example, will want to play short.
Well, with this recent shower that's ongoing, it did just allow the ball to skip on to the goalkeeper. May have sat up nicely about 5 minutes ago. Here's Hendry under pressure and stuck to his task well. De Vries also being closed down. Scott Brown just got caught there by Chris Boyd. The two captains coming together. Kouassi for Forest. Had to just jump out of the challenge.
I think there's been a lot of slack passes from Celtic in this first half. You know, giving Kilmarnock a chance to win the ball, putting the ball out for throw-ins, giving it away, stepping into the game into midfield. Brendan Rodgers will be hugely frustrated. He knows his players are better than this.
And Steve Clark has certainly got his players motivated for the task this afternoon. Taylor. Away. Here's Mulumbu though. Maybe 4 minutes of added time for the treatment to those injuries to Boyata and Ayer. McKenzie now. O'Donnell. Now in Cham. He's got Musonda and Forrest ahead of him. Loose pass though. Comes Taylor to Jordan Jones. It's away first of all from Kouassi. Beat on now. Scott Sinclair. Away past Rory McKenzie. McKenzie cushioning it down for O'Donnell. He looks long. Tierney can only knock it out of play under pressure from Eamon Brophy.
So you think Kilmarnock have edged this first half? Not too much in it, but I think Steve Clark will be delighted. Spoke about being the perfect performance for this game. Isn't that a bad one?
They're on their best home run for 8.5 years. Here's Ncham. Turned into trouble. And you don't out-muscle Yusuf Mulumbu. O'Donnell. Towering header from Beaton. Mulumbu again. Taylor. Jones has made his run. Beaton across the cover.
Red. Beaton. Jones just had the run on Hendry.
Well, Moussa Dembele hasn't had too much involvement in the play. He's getting plenty of physical attention from Messrs Greer and Broadfoot.
I just wonder whether Brendan Rodgers will think about how well he linked up with Edward against Hearts.
Crosses Tierney.
I think the problem is, Chris, he's only got one sub left. You know, he's got to make sure he does the right one. I'd be very surprised at half-time if he makes one, in case there's an injury in the second half.
Mulumbu into Brophy. There's Kouassi. There's Sinclair with a bit of space to run into. Musonda. He's crowded out by 3 Kilmarnock players.
Speak about Mulumbu. Dick has done a really good job. That Kilmarnock midfield.
Scott Brown. Final 30 seconds of the opening half. Tierney for Sinclair. It's Kilmarnock who have had the few chances that there have been. Celtic yet to concern Jamie MacDonald. That is Kevin Clancy's half-time whistle. Chances few and far between, but really the story of the half is the injuries to the 2 Celtic defenders, Dedrick Boyata and Christopher Ayer. A couple of changes for Brendan Rodgers already in the opening half. And half-time at Rugby Park, it's Kilmarnock 0, Celtic 0.
Alan McCoist and Alan Stubbs are here today to look back at a first half that's been very frustrating from Celtic's point of view. Injuries, of course, the central defenders. We'll come to that, but Kilmarnock almost exploited that.
I've got to say, Kilmarnock have been excellent. This is a brilliant ball into Jordan Jones, who turns Scott Brown superbly well. The reason I've stopped it here, Darryl, is because this is where top class players take a little bit of time. It's in his feet, so therefore it's very, very difficult. The ball for me is a square ball to Rory McKenzie, who's supporting, who opens the goal up. He takes a shot. De Vries doesn't do well. The ball eventually goes to the back post to Taylor, who doesn't hit the target. But we see it again. It's a great run. Brilliant skill here. Now he just wants to compose himself at that particular bit. I think it's a difficult one to score with, so I think he should be passing. The chances I see eventually goes to the back post to Taylor. But some good play from Kilmarnock in the first half.
Boyd's in behind here as well, Alan.
Yeah, it was. It was just straightforward ball, and that's the position that Bodie wants to get any defender in. Just his body him in between the defender, and he just shields him.
Brilliant that. What we saw there was a great move down the left-hand side for Kilmarnock. What you couldn't see at the top of the picture was Boyd gives Tierney a tug while the play's going down the left-hand side, and Big Al will know. He gives him a tug when the play's will be over the other side, so Tierney kind of loses his balance a little bit, because back into to defend the goal, which defenders will do. Boyd then holds his ground, gets himself his 2-yard space. You see it, watch.
Should he get his head up and find him here though?
Well, do you know something? Alan made a good point. It might have been a little bit difficult with the position of the defender, but it's brilliant forward play from Boyd. He just goes to make the run, stands still, ends up getting his 2 yards. That particular time the ball didn't come to him.
Other side of it for Celtic, of course, is they've lost Boyata in this game, who's had terrible injury problems in the past. That happened quite early on in the game, and you could see his frustration after he went down here. We're still waiting to find out exactly what the injury is, but he was smashing this surface, smashing it with his fist afterwards. Total frustration there. And then just a few minutes later, Christopher Ayer, who's been on loan here before, Alan, he's off injured too with an ankle injury.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great half for Celtic in terms of the personnel who've been injured. They've 2 centre halves. Ayer there just goes up for the ball, and he just gets a slight knock, which knocks him off balance, which I think causes him to go over on his ankle, and he was struggling after that. Boyata, I don't know what it is, whether it's his groin or whether it's his hamstring, but he seems to just drag his trailing leg as he goes down, which causes the problem. It doesn't look too good, to be honest.
And Zenit is only 12 days away, of course. Massive game in the Europa League. They have to think about this one first, of course. Get through here today. They've not come very close, have they?
No, they
and
haven't.
Cham, free kick.
Great free kick. I've got to say, the only one. I agree with what Alan said. As an attacking force, Celtic have been disappointed. They started the game okay, but the injury to Boyata, I think it's knocked them sideways.
Yeah, certainly has. Brendan Rodgers has been forced into making changes here in the first 45 minutes. A very different looking back three now. Can Kilmarnock exploit it though and go on and win this game? Or can Celtic come back and get another 3 points? We'll find out next. Celtic very much in a pitch battle here at half-time, and you just imagine with those injuries that Brendan Rodgers will be talking about the pitch after the game.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, but before that he's got a big 45 minutes to get his team sorted out. It's been a poor 45 minutes for Celtic, obviously highlighted by the injuries to the two centre-backs. Flip side of the coin, Stevie Clark will be absolutely delighted with the way, and we're speaking off air there, Mulumbu has been, for me, 45 minutes, he's been absolutely terrific.
Yeah, he's been excellent. Been very good.
Just hearing Boyata has a groin injury, and you wonder at some point, does Brendan Rodgers look to the bench again? Only one sub left. Does he put Odsonne Edouard on, who was so good against Hearts midweek? Yeah,
maybe the only other way he could go is if he went to a flat back four and all, put Gamboa on. You know, otherwise it's a little bit of like for like with the substitutions. You know, and they have got three up against Bodie at times, you know, by himself. So it's something that he could think about.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Here we go for the second 45. Back over to Chris Sutton, Stephen Craigan, and Rory Hamilton.
Well, thank you very much, Darryl. Both sides ready to go for the second half. It's a ground where Celtic have had a fair amount of success recently, unbeaten in their last 14 games, 17 in total home and away against Kilmarnock, scoring 48 times. They unsurprisingly really have been the dominant side in this fixture, but Kilmarnock certainly putting up a very good fight this afternoon.
Asking for a free kick. Chris Boyd, foot high up. Big second half for both teams. Celtic have to respond, they have to play better. Kilmarnock will be happy, doesn't rest on the laurels. I think the pitch, you have to say, is not conducive to fast, free-flowing football.
Crawl through the bottom of the screen. Two early changes for Celtic saw Derek Boyata go off, and that was inside the opening 10 minutes. That's now been confirmed as a groin injury, and about 20 minutes later Christopher Ayer joined him up the tunnel and on the treatment table. So a reshuffle for Brendan Rodgers' side. Beaton and Scott Sinclair were the two to come into the action.
Yeah, the concern for Brendan Rodgers will be they didn't test Jamie MacDonald enough. They had plenty of possession in this area of the pitch, middle third. Can somebody make a difference at the top end of the pitch? Forrest and Cham, Sinclair, Dembele, Zonda. There's lots of talent.
There's Brown to Forrest. Crowded out. Given away by Mulumbu to Forrest. Now Cham. Good fighting back by Greg Taylor though. Certainly won a few battles. Jones. Back comes Jack Hendry. And it is a yellow card on his Celtic debut.
Well, what was interesting about that was Kouassi, the other side. He's sandwiched there, and I think Jordan Jones saying to Kevin Clancy, what about Kouassi? But it was Hendry with the initial contact.
Super play by Jordan Jones again, isn't it? I think first half he was probably Killie's best attacking threat. He's the one player who can get at people and take them on, commit the opposition.
Well, Chris Boyd fancies this one. Sonda, the unfortunate lone man in the wall to face this. Boyd with power, but rising over the top.
That was what you call a sclap.
Certainly plenty of weight behind that shot, that's for sure.
Hendry
didn't go in the box.
Just inside his box.
It's a risky kick out from De Vries.
Well, and it also shows that when Kilmarnock have wanted to press, they haven't sniffed an opportunity. They've given the Celtic back three a bit of a hard time. Cham, now Forrest, back to Cham, Mulumbu is there, and he finds Stephen O'Donnell, former Partick Thistle player, who's also at Celtic as a youngster. Greer for Taylor. MacDonald, who just signed a deal to take him up to 2020. That's given away. And here is Brophy. Beaton watched it, but Brophy gets another chance. Brown doing a good defensive job to plug the gap.
Persistence from Brophy. Squares Beaton up. Brown tries to get back, gets away with it there, Brophy, but his credit carries on. It's his team a corner. This is where Boyata off, Aya off. Kilmarnock should be a threat.
Kilmarnock have started the second half the way that they finished the first. It's back for O'Donnell. Still there with Dicker. Jones. Too much on it from Jordan Jones. Moment of promise for Kilmarnock.
They've certainly been inventive from their set plays, you know, trying something different, trying to move people all the time. You know, you can see their work, not just in set plays, but their general play that Steve Clarke has instilled. The disciplined nature of his team. Players sticking to their roles, sticking to responsibilities, and against the top sides like Celtic, it means you stay in the game.
Well, they took points from Celtic Park in Steve Clarke's second game in charge. 1-1 draw in Glasgow. It was after a point at Ibrox just a few days before. It saw the end to Pedro Caixinha's reign at Rangers. Jack Hendry. Beaton to Tierney. Hendry again, who arrived from Dundee, coming full circle after his youth career with Celtic, let go at 16 and then headed to Dundee United and then Partick Thistle, and down in England with Wigan. 6 months at Dens Park. And impressed enough for Brendan Rodgers to do the deal to take him to Celtic. Kilmarnock looking for a free kick for the barge by Beaton on Brophy. Nothing given. Much to the annoyance of the home crowd. It's Forrest now. Musonda quickly on to Cham. Didn't quite stick. And here goes Jones again. This time Kouassi gets back in an important Broadfoot in, the Ivory Coast midfielder.
Stephen touched on it. Really good outlet, Jordan Jones, ball carrier. Just wonder though whether Kilmarnock will tire in this second half. Working so hard out of possession.
It's Greer. Now Forrest. Just holding his shoulder a little, but Forrest continues here. Dembele leaves it for Musonda. Now Sinclair wants it.
Poor touch, really poor touch from Sinclair. Forrest driving forward, Musonda, perfect pass, and it just takes a heavy touch. Kite, sloppy there. Sinclair, just a half chance, but he's not made the most of it.
It comes from James Forrest committing people. It comes from James Forrest going by players. And when teams sit in, teams are defensive, you have to take someone out of the game. You have to break a line, sometimes with a dribble, not always with a pass. And James Forrest initially started that process, and suddenly the play opens up.
It's telling that was probably the most dangerous moment from Celtic so far. 55th minute. Forrest gets the 1-2 from Ncham. Now here comes Kieran Tierney. He's already scored against Kilmarnock this season. Now Sinclair.
Brendan Rodgers have talked about patience at half-time. Eventually Kilmarnock will tire. It's whether Celtic can exploit that.
Sonda. It's Tierney now. Well, claims of handball. It certainly did appear to flick up and hit O'Donnell. Musonda now. Again, surrounded by blue and white jerseys.
No handball for me. Accidental. Can't be given.
Not a lot Stephen O'Donnell could do about that. Brown, Forrest, and he's becoming more and more involved. It's Scott Brown again. Rory McKenzie there to break up the Celtic attack, but it's still alive. Sinclair to bend one, looking for the far corner, but well off target in the end.
Disappointing effort, just as Celtic seem to be going through the gears, showing more urgency. It's poor from Sinclair. You'll feel a little bit more happier now, Stephen.
He will be, because he's got his flair players driving at Kilmarnock. They're not playing square passes all the time. James Forrest is stepping into the game. Musonda is stepping beyond the game as well.
Here goes Dembele. Now Sinclair. Sinclair and Mulumbu won the ball back, but Sinclair has it once more. Brown. This has been better from Celtic in the last couple of minutes as they now try to test the Kilmarnock rearguard, which has been pretty solid so far. Mulumbu now has won it for Jones and gets the run from Brophy. But Hendry there to cover, and Celtic tick over in possession once more. Sonda to Tierney, who's committing himself forward. Tierney once more. He wins the free kick.
Broadfoot not happy. There is a little tug, little kick out from O'Donnell. Good spot from Kevin Clancy. Needless, silly.
Ncham across to take this for Celtic. They haven't not been at their free-flowing best, but we've started to see signs. Hustle and bustle in the box. Here's Cham with the low one, headed away at the front post by Chris Boyd, and Jordan Jones completed the clearance. Charlie Musonda has had to go all the way back to Doris de Vries. On to Kieran Tierney. Musonda. Switch of the play to get Forrest involved. Kouassi can now step forward. Forrest. In goes Dicker.
Free kick. Broadfoot, arms all over. Hendry, got to be careful.
Certainly playing a risky game. You know, if Kevin Clancy, the referee's assistant, who should see it because he's on this side, should be a penalty kick.
Getting into the spirit of the opening weekend of the Six Nations there. Dembele for Sinclair. Well, openings are starting to come for Celtic.
Yeah, half a chance there for Sinclair. It's a good early ball from Kieran Tierney into Dembele. Sinclair in support, takes a good first touch. He's just trying to help that into the far corner. No real conviction on the finish.
But it's better from Celtic, isn't it? Yes, they're dominating possession, but they're starting to look a threat. They're starting to get beyond the Kilmarnock midfield initially, and they're starting to get at the Kilmarnock back four, which is what Brendan Rodgers will have demanded at half-time.
Well, 86% in the last 5 minutes. Kilmarnock have barely had a kick. Foul though by Kieran Tierney.
And a welcome respite for Kilmarnock. Celtic just started to go through the gears and up the game.
Well, BT Sports score is back on your screens today from 2:45, and following that we're at the Emirates for Arsenal against Everton from 5 o'clock. BT Sport 1 HD and also available in 4K ultra high definition. Jones drops it back to Taylor. Good ball forward for Jones. Forrest matching the run, but he gets it in. Oh, and it was Broadfoot's effort, held by De Vries.
Actually took a really good first touch. Kirk Broadfoot, good pullback. That hits him on the knee and he can't get his shot off. Then he reeled power.
Certainly would have been a surprise first goal scorer. It's over 10 years since he last scored a goal in Scotland.
Yeah, you want that falling to Chris Boyd.
But again, Jordan Jones being that catalyst, you know, being something a little bit different, getting in behind James Forrest, creating that little bit of space and having a quality to pick Broadfoot out. He's been excellent, Jordan Jones.
Forrest, Musonda, Tierney, Scott Sinclair, knocked away by Greer. Kilmarnock are readying Aaron Tshibola, who had got the nod from Steve Clark, then realised he'd left his shirt in the dressing room, so just delayed in making that change. And Brophy finds his way into the book.
Just not backing off.
Beaton, who gets it back from Tierney. Forrest for movement and options ahead of him. Beaton, Tierney. Now Kouassi. James Forrest. Cham. Sonda is one in field. That route blocked off. Boyd and Mulumbu. He's now with near Beaton. Unchallenged so far. Musonda. Still Charlie Musonda. Oh, there was an air of anticipation as he glided forward.
Yeah, opened up. I think, was it Dicker? Just does enough. Little shove there. Musonda, he tries to get his shot off.
Well, Steve Clark will make his first change. Chris Boyd certainly put a lot of work in, but again tends to struggle for goals against Celtic. Just the one in 27 outings for Kilmarnock and Rangers. And it will be Aaron Tshibola on loan from Aston Villa to come on. Certainly lots of anticipation about how he's going to perform up here in Scotland. We're about to find out.
He's a player Steve Clark knows really well. He's at Reading with Clark. Then he persuaded Roberto Di Matteo to sign him for £5 million, a lot of money. His career just hasn't worked out the way he would have liked, hence why he's at Kilmarnock. What an opportunity to make an impact.
Well, just previously on your screens was Aaron Tishbola's old roommate at Aston Villa, Scott Sinclair. Forward from Tierney for Sinclair, and MacDonald knocks it out of play.
I think Steve Clark just wanting to solidify midfield. You know, Celtic are starting to dominate that area of the pitch again. Taking Chris Boyd off, putting Brophy up the top, and just an extra midfield player just to try and stem the tide.
Down goes Dembele. Hendry. Jones prepared to chase. Well, De Vries unable to connect with his new teammate. And Kilmarnock get back on the go quickly. Mulumbu from Taylor, and now it's Jones. Tshibola. Jones. Here comes Scott Brown. Kouassi making sure he didn't make a foul in the box. Forrest back to Doris De Vries. Drops for Charlie Musonda. Now in Cham. Musonda has it again. Unable to find a way past Greer though. Taylor. Brophy's header's a good one for Jordan Jones. Brophy in the middle, so too McKenzie. Jones trying to go past Beaton. An excellent work done by the Israeli defender.
Yeah, really well stood up near Beaton. Jones looked dangerous. Little shift. Beaton reads it well.
You can imagine Jordan Jones' eyes lighting up. He knew it was near Beaton. He would have fancied his chances 1v1, but excellent defending, all big body shape, where he wants him to go. He just relieves the pressure.
Sonda. Joy for Dembele. He's with Mulumbu. McKenzie. Brophy. Well done again by Beaton to break it up, but he's now given it away. Taylor. It's with Jones. Forrest watching him closely. Just over 3/4 of the game played. Brendan Rodgers will be looking for his final change. Hudson Edward being ready for action. Likely to be Charlie Rusonda to make way for him. Beat on forward, Scott Sinclair. Dicker is cleaned up so often in the middle. That's a great ball too. Jordan Jones is onto it. Now looking for options. Jones to the back post! And Yusuf Mulumbu! He's been the standout player all game. Kilmarnock lead, and the Steve Clarke revival continues.
Well, the standout player on the pitch, it all started with Mulumbu. Had that awareness to pick Jones out, and then he just follows his run. Jones does well. It's composed, and it's all about picking the pass, and it's a wonderful pass. Mulumbu onside, then he just stays calm. Can he finish? And boy, can he. Lovely side foot finish. Into the corner, De Vries, no chance. Upset on.
You're spot on. Kilmarnock's two best players. Jones inventive going forward. Mulumbu with his work ethic and his determination, his desire. Steve Clarke has changed his role. He's put him one up as opposed to defensive. He's the one allowed to get forward. And against all the odds, Kilmarnock lead at Rugby Park against the champions. What a goal.
Well, his first Kilmarnock goal is certainly one he will remember. Ebui Kouassi has gone off, and on is Hudson Edward. Here's Brophy. Mulumbu wins the header. Well, a big question asked now of Celtic.
Celtic haven't created anything of any real note in this game. They'll have to in this last 20 minutes. Going to get back into this game.
It's one defeat in 78 domestic matches for Celtic. 77 of those under Brendan Rodgers. And now here's James Forrest. Musonda. Edward coming on to link up with Dembele. It was quite a fruitful partnership on Tuesday night against Hearts. 2 assists and a goal for Dembele. Hudson Edward also getting on the score sheet. Down goes Brown. Foul against the goal scorer Mulumbu.
Oh, it was a foul. The goal scorer. Just wonder whether... Back to this Mulumbu finish. Really nice finish. He should score. Very composed. Stayed calm. Steve Clarke. A happy man.
Well, here's McKenzie now. There's space out here for Jones. Late challenge. Well, Jones has already done damage with his assist. Hendry gets back well. Well, Kilmarnock's last victory here came back in February 2010. It's a yellow card for Scott Brown. Almost exactly 7 years ago in the day since Kilmarnock's last win here against Celtic. A Chris Maguire goal on Robbie Keane's Celtic debut. Jones is penalised for the foul on Musonda.
He goes to ground, doesn't he? He may have got something of the ball, but I think he got the man as well. I think it's a foul.
Yeah, definitely a yellow card. You can't wipe the player out and then touch the ball, so clear free kick.
Levain Cham. Rising was Hendry. No luck on his debut.
This was the Scott Brown booking. McKenzie gets away from him.
That was a little bit cheeky, wasn't it, from Scott Brown? But you know, now his players have to stand up. Brendan Rodgers' players have to stand up to the game, show what they're all about.
There's a yellow card here for Gordon Greer. Kevin Clancy's certainly been busy in the last few minutes. Won by McKenzie. There's Hendry. Confirmation that Gordon Greer was yellow carded for dissent. There's Tierney.
Just wonder if Brendan Rodgers will have any regret about leaving Edouard on the bench this afternoon. A change of formation to accommodate Musonda. Dembele and Edouard did link up to really good effect against Hearts.
Hendry to Forrest.
Just been at times there's been too many square passes, too many negative backward passes, which suits Kilmarnock because they're not moving out of their shape. Celtic have to do something different. And I said just after half-time, can one of the Flair players do something different? So far they haven't.
Musonda now. Kilmarnock can hold on until full time. It would be a result that moves them into the top six for now. Motherwell at home to Partick Thistle later on today. All 6 Premiership games feature this afternoon. Celtic are looking to go 14 points clear with a victory here at Rugby Park, but they've got a lot of work to do before thinking about the 3 points. Tshibola and then Dicker. Now Mulumbu look for Jordan Jones, who just had to give up the chase. And there's a real appreciation from the home support of how their side are approaching this game. Forrest. Hendry. Now in Cham. Tierney. Edouard. Cham again. Now Brown. Kilmarnock trying to squeeze the game back as far as they can. Edouard. They're beat on. Celtic looking for some quality and some gaps in that defence in the final third. There aren't many appearing.
No, they're narrowing up really well. So I'm saying to Celtic, well, you can cross balls in. Celtic haven't done so.
Now here's Edouard. In comes McKenzie, who goes down and gets the free kick. Celtic frustrated about that decision.
Turn, lets it run across his body. Oh, I think he wins the ball.
outside Hamilton Street to get back towards our buses this evening as well. Thank you.
Lee Erwin looks like he's about to come into the action. Jimmy MacDonald punts it long. Tierney doesn't get the free kick, but McKenzie couldn't keep it in anyway. Here's Forrest. Celtic have made all 3 changes, 2 of them coming for defenders in the opening half hour.
Can't help but think tactically Steve Clarke's got it spot on. The shape of his team, the change that he made pushing Mulumbu a little bit further forward, the strengthen up when the game was going against him for Kilmarnock. He's been excellent. I think since he came into the club, really, really good.
Over 10,500 inside Rugby Park. That's up by 700 supporters from the last time Celtic were here. Celtic occupying both ends, you'd assume that's an increase in the Kilmarnock gate, and you can understand why with the success that's beginning to come under Steve Clarke. Musonda just gives it straight to Jones. Greer goes long, easy for Beaton to take down. Hendry to Brown with only 10 minutes left to play.
The frustration from Celtic's point of view is MacDonald in the Kilmarnock goal just hasn't been worked.
Well, they had that good spell early on in the second half, and really since then Celtic have struggled for opportunities. But here goes Forrest now, away from Taylor, cross blocked off by Gary Dicker.
Just the willingness from Kilmarnock, stunt crosses coming into the box to close people down. They have earned the right in this game to be leading by a goal to nil.
Well, even Brophy, who has really chased down everything along that Celtic back line, he will make way to a round of applause from the home support. To eat up as much of the time as he possibly can before Lee Erwin can come on. A lot of promise when he was at Motherwell, in fact was linked with a move to Celtic before heading down to Leeds. Beaton. Now here's Edouard. Still odds on Edouard. He's got Dembele in the middle. Almost came for Sinclair. Does come for Tierney. Well, the block on Dembele was key there.
Really good from Edouard. Faces Broadfoot up, eases past him. Could he have shot? Tries to pick out Dembele. Tierney gets it all wrong.
Ladbrokes highlights programme is on Monday from 6:30, BT Sport 3 HD. And after the Scottish Cup next weekend, Celtic will turn their attentions to the Europa League and Zenit St Petersburg Thursday the 15th of February. Huge game at Celtic Park. Well, just boiling over for now between Yusuf Mulumbu and Moussa Dembele. Can you lip read in French, Chris?
I can't lip read in English. I struggle with French.
Brown to Forrest. Now in Cham. Brown again. Celtic continuing to be patient, but have to take a chance or two. Forrest. Tactically, Steve Clarke's side have matched up perfectly to the runaway league leaders. Well, they will be asked further questions here because it's Tierney and Broadfoot can knock it away.
He read that well, Kirk Broadfoot. Good overlap from Tierney. Just picked out the wrong pass.
Well, and the passes going astray for Celtic, whose long domestic unbeaten run, 69 games, came to an end at Tynecastle in December in pretty spectacular circumstances. And we're facing the second league defeat of the season here. Still time for Brendan Rodgers' men, and you certainly wouldn't count against them. But here goes Lee Erwin, and he has found Jordan Jones. Well, what an opportunity that would have surely finished the contest.
I think Erwin saying, why didn't you give it me back? He's onside. James Forrest is playing Erwin onside, and he does well, Erwin. He's going to get crowded out by Hendry, but what a chance for Jordan Jones. He's got to hit the target. That cost Kilmarnock.
Forrest can't find Musonda. Taylor. Now Jones looking to draw the challenge. It does come from Charlie Musonda, but it will be a Killie throw.
People can talk about the pitch, Rory, and the state of the pitch and the fluency of the game, but Celtic at times have been sloppy in possession, give up cheap possession far too often, taking the easy choice of playing a negative pass as opposed to a positive one. They haven't contributed enough in the game so far to be winning.
So far this season, Celtic have scored 12 times in the final 5 minutes of games in all competitions. They will throw everything at the final moments here, but Mulumbu could be in again. Yusuf Mulumbu, does he have the composure? Great save by Doris de Vries, and that keeps Celtic in it. Now Dembele from one end to the other. Sinclair has to settle for the corner.
Well, that's two big chances Kilmarnock have had.
Scott Sinclair will take Celtic's first corner of the match in the 87th minute. Sinclair, Dembele's at the back post, and Cham is going to have a race here to catch it. Doesn't win.
Mulumbu again does really well. Holds it in. Could he have laid it back to Erwin? Tries to reverse it across de Vries. De Vries, to his credit, stands tall, makes the save. Tom's been left up the pitch now as a nuisance value, I think.
Well, and that leaves spaces. And Jordan Jones looking to exploit. This might drop for Tshibola, but de Vries made the save and got back to his feet.
He's got to square it, hasn't he? Jones tries to find the far corner. I think he had the option to square it.
Well, it's certainly proving to be a grandstand finish at Rugby Park. Hendry had to stretch for that.
It's fair to say Kilmarnock with their 3 chances. Each individual has taken the wrong option. They should have squared the ball, laid it back, put the game to bed. As it is, it's still alive.
Up goes Beaton. Away by Taylor.
Free kick.
Celtic do get the free kick for Broadfoot's impact on Dembele.
I don't think he can have any complaints. Dembele gets his body in. Broadfoot shoves him to the floor. Beaton, who knocks it on, is headed away by Taylor. This is a big chance, isn't it? Jones. It's the chance just to feed that. Square that, and the legs to shoot. Cham wasn't far away with one of these earlier on.
Levian Cham has come close once already. What can the Frenchman do this time? And Cham! Well, he brought out the best in Jimmy MacDonald.
And it's about time Celtic tested the Kilmarnock goal, gets it up and over the wall. MacDonald reads it well, smart save.
Now in Cham to take the corner after registering Celtic's first shot on target. And it goes again, it's deep.
So yeah, Broadfoot's got to be careful. He's not looking at the ball, he's wrestling, he's asking the referee for a foul his way. Watch this, Broadfoot not looking at the ball. That's twice now. Lucky to get away with that.
Gordon Greer, in the meantime, has a problem. Looks to have taken a knock to the face. They certainly won't want to lose him, but it does take the sting out of Celtic's momentum for now. Bringing on the physio to check out Gordon Greer. Steve Clark is just, well, he's lining up a change, but they might just wait before bringing on Stuart Findlay to see if Gordon Greer will recover.
Supporters in the East Stand, please note that Rugby Road gates will be closed this evening. And the fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes added time. A minimum of 3 minutes added time.
Greer will soldier on. There will be 3 minutes added. We've already had one of them. And, well, this will certainly get a round of applause if Kilmarnock do get to make their change before the play. And it is Jordan Jones who goes off. He's had another fine appearance in Kilmarnock colours. No wonder why he attracts interest. So Jones makes way, and Stuart Findlay, who's extended his loan from Newcastle to come on for the final moments for some important defensive work as Kilmarnock look to hang on to what would be a famous result for them. Erwin, Brown wins it back. Beaton and Cham. Now Sinclair. Scott Sinclair faced by two. And swings in the cross, but nobody able to get on the end of it. Celtic being urged on by a vast travelling support. Aberdeen and Rangers will certainly have a chance to cut the 11-point gap to Celtic.
Well, you have to say, Kilmarnock have created the better opportunities. They've been resolute, they've defended well, they've been organised.
Dembele is there going to be a twist in the tail? Sinclair. Well, O'Donnell had to be really careful there, and he executed his tackle perfectly.
He's been poor, Chris. Scott Sinclair. I think that last cross he had was the first time he got beyond his man in the game. No real threat, not taking part. Big disappointment.
And Cham, it has to go long for Celtic now. Broadfoot is there. Still Kevin Clancy continues to play. We're 30 seconds over the minimum added time. Up it goes, Beaton is there. Now Brown. Forrest. Time is running out. Beaton wins it. Down goes Dembele. And Kevin Clancy unmoved.
Beaton's caused a few problems with his flicks. Dembele is trying to get his body in. Here he goes for the ball.
Forrest loses it. Tshibola hoofs it up beyond the halfway. And play continues to go on. The calmest man in the stadium is Steve Clark. And here goes Mulumbu. Erwin alongside him. Yusuf Mulumbu is just ahead of Erwin. Still we keep playing. 94 and a half minutes played. Edward is there, but so too Gordon Greer. Erwin. Mulumbu now. Given away. Forrest. Dicker kept it in play. Headed on by Beaton. Now Musonda. Time is up. A famous victory for Steve Clark and Kilmarnock. Celtic have been beaten for the second time under Brendan Rodgers domestically. Yusuf Mulumbu, the hero for the Rugby Park side. And for their manager, for the players that he's managed to attract, and for the results that Kilmarnock are beginning to produce, their supporters must feel like they're in dreamland. For Celtic, it was a day of nightmares with a couple of serious looking injuries. They really struggled to get anything going in a forward sense. The league leaders have lost. Once again, it follows up that defeat at Tynecastle. This one, maybe not quite so spectacular in terms of the scoreline, but Kilmarnock's performance was an absolute credit, and they are winners here at Rugby Park. 5 wins on the bounce at home for Killie. And the full-time score, Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 0.
Thank you very much to Rory and the team. What a performance that was from Kilmarnock. Brendan Rodgers is out there actually congratulating every one of the Killie players, which is a nice touch, and the Celtic players are out greeting their fans as well. But it's the Kilmarnock fans all around us that are celebrating. They were excellent, weren't they? Ali McCoist and Alan Stubbs are here. All-round superb display from Kilmarnock.
Darryl, that man in your picture was absolutely top class. The only criticism I've got of his performance today, he probably could have had a hat-trick. Yeah. He was absolutely first class, as I said, from start to finish. His energy levels, and what a signing he's proved to be defensively. Broadfoot and Greer, who I said would have a tough job today, absolutely marshalled that back four superbly. Greer on the left-hand side was pulling Taylor in. On the right-hand side, Broadfoot was pulling O'Donnell in. They were moving out once they were clearing the lines, mate. It was a great performance as a back four, but overall, Kilmarnock were so impressive.